welcome to today's video and welcome to another WWE reaction. For today I'll be reacting to a video that was recommended by one of you from my WWE community, and this is by Ash Guy 1370, and he says the hilarious introduction of the Shockmaster. I didn't even know that this person exists, to be honest, and I had to Google, and this feels like a long time ago, but I am here to learn. As they say, legends never die. Now, I don't know if this guy is a legend or not. Might learn a thing or two now. If you enjoy WWE videos and you enjoy my reactions, make sure to subscribe for more and turn the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Lately, I have been uploading only exclusively WWE. I even added it in my description, you guys. You killed it. It's you. Honestly, it's all you. It's all the community and the love and the support that I have been getting on this channel from my WWE community, and it's beyond. Also, I do upload live reactions that are blocked, WWE live reactions that are blocked on my Patreon, patreon.com/supportbunny. I will leave a link in the description down below. If you are interested, you can always go and check it out. patreon.com/supportbunny. Me! Alright guys, let's go and check the Shockmaster. I found this video. It's called The Story of the Shockmaster, Wrestling's Greatest Blooper. I have no idea if we will be able to watch the whole thing on YouTube, but let's hope so.
They call me the Shockmaster.
Oh, he sounds cool. God, he's so scary. Is he a villain? He has a stormtrooper. Wait. Is that a stormtrooper helmet, but a bedazzled edition? Don't tell me. Okay.
When it comes to infamous and unintentionally funny moments in wrestling, the debut of the Shockmaster in WCW is hard to beat. Poor Fred Ottman had the chance to make a shocking debut in WCW at Clash of the Champions 24, and while his debut would be memorable, it was definitely memorable for all the wrong reasons.
Oh no!
Thanks to the advent of internet video and the excellent Botchamania series by Matthew Gregg, the Shockmaster debut continues to live on as a WCW moment that will never be forgotten, for better or for worse. Today's video takes a look at possibly the greatest and funniest blunder in pro wrestling history.
Okay.
Fred Ottman, the man who put on the silver stormtrooper helmet and fell through a wall in his WCW debut as the Shockmaster, was no newcomer to professional wrestling. Trained by the great Boris Malenko, Fred began his career in 1985, where he worked for Georgia Championship Wrestling, Texas All-Star Wrestling and the CWA. His imposing size caught the eye of Vince McMahon, and in 1989, Fred Ottman made his way to the WWF. We all remember Fred portraying the babyface Tugboat character, but he made his debut under the ring name Big Steel Man. Yep, Big Steel Man, very original. Fred was also named Tugboat Tyler and Tugboat Thomas before settling on just Tugboat. Fans will also remember Fred Ottman as Typhoon, one half of the Natural Disasters tag team, along with John Tenta, who portrayed Earthquake.
Is this guy like really tiny in the middle, or are they just huge? I think they're huge.
The Natural Disasters began as a heel tag team, but eventually they turned babyface. So already here, Fred Ottman was used to gimmick changes and persona changes. The Natural Disasters remained in the WWF from 1991 to mid-1993, and it was here when Fred Ottman found work in World Championship Wrestling.
Okay.
Before we get to the debut, let's look at what was going on in WCW and the angle which Fred would find himself introduced in. Beach Blast 1993 had just took place the month before Clash of the Champions 24, an unintentionally funny pay-per-view in its own right, thanks to these mini movies that WCW produced in order to hype the tag team.
I feel like watching this now with
Big Van Vader was running roughshod in World Championship Wrestling at this time, and Beach Blast 1993 saw Vader team up with Sid Vicious to take on Sting.
Vader looks so much much younger. The only reason I kind of like recognize him is because of the mask that he has.
And Davey Boy Smith. Sting and Davey Boy got the win here in a match that was actually pretty good.
Let's see this. Oh, are we not gonna?
So naturally, Vader and Sid Vicious would be looking for some revenge against the man called Sting and the British Bulldog. The next pay-per-view of 1993 would be Fall Brawl on September 19th, and the main event would feature the War Games match. Vader and Sid would team up with Kane and Cole, better known as Booker T and Stevie Ray.
Is it just me, but the outfits were so cool? Why are they not dressed like this anymore?
To form their 4-man War Games team, while Sting and Davey Boy would enlist Dustin Rhodes and a mystery partner. This mystery partner would be revealed to the world at Clash of the Champions 24 during Ric Flair's Flair for the Gold promo segment. So at Clash of the Champions in Daytona Beach, the Flair for the Gold segment got underway. Many people have only seen shots like this when they've watched the Shockmaster's debut, and maybe people don't realise that this was actually done in the arena and not backstage or in another part of the building. The Shockmaster debut happened in front of the live audience in attendance and a live television audience at home.
That is so cool. So imagine actually somebody doing something like that for sitcoms nowadays. You will never get that many audience at once.
Sting and Davey Boy are introduced by Flair, and it isn't long before Colonel Parker, Sid, Kane and Cole interrupt the babyfaces. Sid tells Sting and Davey Boy that he has waited long enough and he wants to know who the mystery partner is. Sting says on the mic, "All I have to say is our partner is going to shock the world because he is none other than the Shockmaster."
Shockmaster!
There's no doubt in my mind that you know exactly what happened next. Pyro goes off and Fred Ottman makes his debut as the Shockmaster by falling through a wall. He lands right on the floor. His glitter stormtrooper...
Oh my god. If they were not intending to make this a sitcom, then they failed miserably. This is hilarious. Whatever they wanted to create with the image of him being a Shockmaster after this, he's like R-Truth at this point.
Her helmet falls to the ground, and the other wrestlers involved in the segment can be heard laughing while showing their disbelief at this monumental blunder. Fred scrambles to grab his Stormtrooper helmet as he gets back to his feet, and then he speaks. Ole Anderson provided a live voiceover for the Shockmaster, which really only added to the humour here. In a grovelly voice, the Shockmaster said to Sid Vicious, "So you're the man who rules the world. They call me the Shockmaster. You've ruled the world long enough, Sid Vicious. Get ready. Come on, you want a piece of me? You want a piece of me? Come and get me. Come after me, Sid. I'm ready. Along with Davey Boy, Sting and Dustin Rhodes, we'll see you at the Fall Brawl. We'll see you at the War Games."
Until then.
No, they messed up. They messed up completely. This guy, after falling down, he needed to become, I don't know, the funny guy. The nice, funny guy.
In re-releases of Clash of the Champions 24 on the WWE's old 24 service and the WWE Network, the audio has been edited, but if you watch the clip back on the WWE's Legends of Wrestling show, you can hear most of the original audio. Davey Boy Smith shouts that the Shockmaster just fell flat on his ass. Stevie Ray says, "Who is this motherfucker?" And Ole Anderson can clearly be heard laughing before starting the Shockmaster's voiceover promo.
You're gonna ban Vader, and we're gonna be breathing through your neck.
At the beginning of the next match, Jesse Ventura said on commentary,
"And what an entrance by the Shockmaster!"
Tony Schiavone said on his What Happened When podcast, "Jesse Ventura and I laughed so hard and we were so glad there was a commercial break coming up after this. As we come back, we are laughing again and I don't know how to handle it. We were supposed to sell the Shockmaster as this big guy who could take care of Sid Vicious. It was the funniest moment I've ever been part of. It was an amazing..."
actually sold it? I don't think so. Let me know in the comments what you think.
Insane.
Yikes.
So how did this happen? The Shockmaster's
sad.
debut has indeed become probably wrestling's greatest botch, and for good reason too. It never gets old seeing poor Fred Ottman fall through the wall. But exactly how did this blooper happen? Did he trip over something? Did he use too much force? Was he misdirected? Fred Ottman said the following during a shoot interview with RF Video. I got into the position I needed to be at. I've got this mask on that I can't see out of, and I have to bust through a wall that's just like a wall in your house. Mike Graham was the guy in the gorilla position, and he is going to give me the cue. I try to tell him that I can't see out of the mask, and he tells me to just hit the wall with everything I got. I put my hands up to double axe the wall, he gives me the cue, and I blasted the wall's 2x4s. I snapped them. What I should have done, or rather what the Shockmaster should have done, I should have kicked the bottom out. I busted through the wall fine, but the wall at my knees didn't break. Here I am, I blew this wall through, and my momentum and weight made me fall. We were live, not videotaped. I stood up and tried to cut the promo. I got ribbed so much for years. If I screw up, I take things straight to heart. I've always been that way.
Oh, this is so sad. It wasn't even his fault. He was just doing what they were telling him, and he couldn't see shiz from that helmet. Did you see those two tiny circles? Whoever designed that helmet failed miserably. Like, did he not even put that helmet before and test if he can see shiz? Did he not test actually busting through a wall like that earlier? Zero preparation. Me no like it. Poor guy. He didn't deserve this. He deserved better.
Dusty Rhodes, Fred's brother-in-law, was able to give a bit more backstory on why and how the blooper took place on the WWE's Legends of Wrestling show. While discussing wrestling's worst characters, Dusty Rhodes said, "I was there, obviously. I came up with the idea. Fred is a great guy. Earlier in the day, Fred busted through the wall. It was all good. David Crockett had somebody nail a 2x4 on the bottom of the new wall that wasn't there when he busted through the wall the first time. The pyro goes off and poor Fred busts through the wall and hits the 2x4 that David put down there. The Shockmaster fell, the helmet rolled off, and he began fumbling around to get the helmet back on. I was laughing so hard they almost had to take me to hospital. Young Cody was watching this at home with his friends as a kid, and when the helmet came off, he turned to his friends and said, 'I think that was Uncle Fred.' Fred came back in the gorilla, he flopped the helmet down onto the desk, and I couldn't even talk. They had to take me to my room, I was laughing so hard."
Oh no.
So it seems then that a 2x4 was placed at the bottom of the wall which wasn't there during rehearsals, and this is why the Shockmaster fell, according to the late Dusty Rhodes. Just before we leave Clash of the Champions 24, I just want to mention that somehow Ric Flair managed to transform into a cardboard cutout of himself as he was bailing from the segment. Have a look here.
What? Wait, what was this about? Like, it was on purpose, like, that's what they planned to. They put it in the background while they're like fighting, and then he's just there. He ran out.
Somehow Ric Flair managed to transform into a cardboard cutout of himself as he was bailing from the segment. Have a look here.
Was that supposed to happen though? Was he supposed to run away? Oh my god.
Let's take a look then at Fall Brawl 1993, the Shockmaster's in-ring debut. Everyone has saw the botch. It's as historic as it is funny, but not many people bothered to check out what happened when the Shockmaster made his way to War Games in 93. To be honest, this wasn't the best War Games match by any stretch of the imagination. You can do much better than Fall Brawl 1993, but anyway, as you can see here, the Shockmaster lost the Stormtrooper mask and instead he was given a workman's hard hat.
Much better.
The Shockmaster was now some sort of construction worker. Gone was the DIY Star Wars costume and furry vest. He just looked like, well, a regular guy. Dustin Rhodes...
They could have done better. Like going from a stormtrooper to that white helmet. Come on. Come on. Where is the creativeness?
Invader started the match, and we had to wait until the very end to see the Shockmaster in action. And guess what? The Shockmaster won the match for his team with a bear hug.
The bear hug.
Shockmaster continued in WCW with this construction worker character, with some genius in WCW deciding to give him a really poor rip-off of the Beatles song Day Tripper as his new entrance music.
No, is that good?
You can tell here that the bookers of WCW were not letting Fred live this one down.
Oh no.
Why they continued to call him the Shockmaster, we will never know. A construction worker is the last thing that comes to mind when you think of the master of shocking.
Yeah.
Fred Ottman would now be a stumbling and bumbling workman, as any hopes of salvaging the original Shockmaster character were now total.
No. Literally after that fail, he should have redesigned his whole persona. Nobody, literally nobody would mind if he was the guy who trips over, falls down all the time, being nice and sweet, but then demolishes and destroys on the ring. In the ring. You know what I mean?
Gone. Soon, the Super Shockmaster was introduced, also played by Fred Ottman, but this updated version has been all but totally forgotten about. The Super Shockmaster pretended that the original Shockmaster was his uncle, and really nothing more came of it. Fred left WCW and returned to the WWF briefly as Typhoon in 1994. He then worked the independent circuit using the Typhoon name. He also found some work in Japan, and at WrestleMania 17 he entered the gimmick Battle Royal as Tugboat.
Oh man, poor guy.
As mentioned at the beginning of this video, the Shockmaster has become one of wrestling's ultimate bloopers thanks to shows like Botchamania, helping the clip from Clash of the Champions 24 get shared around the world. It's not like WCW had the greatest worldwide viewership in 1993, so many people got to see the Shockmaster's botch for the first time thanks to the internet.
Yeah, like
the WWE even tried to capitalize on the Shockmaster when he appeared on the August 31st, 2009 episode of Raw, portrayed this time by Santino Marella, and again, the Shockmaster fell through a wall. This time it was during a DX promo that also included Dusty Rhodes. In a roundabout way then, the Shockmaster's debut has become one of the most seen debuts of any pro wrestler in history, maybe for all the wrong reasons, but still, it's hard to find a wrestling fan who doesn't know who the Shockmaster is.
Now me too!
As the whole Shockmaster thing became viral within the wrestling world, Fred Ottman would never be allowed to forget about it. And while he was initially upset with how his debut turned out, nowadays he finds the humour in it. He even tries to capitalise on the blunder himself by selling signed Shockmaster helmets at meet and greets. That's
actually not a bad idea, although fix the eyes for people to be able to see. Other than that, that's a good bedazzled helmet. I like it.
More recent interview, Fred Ottman said, "Nowadays, some movies, probably more than half, show the outtakes and the bloopers and the bad things that happen, and sometimes they're more entertaining than the movie itself.
True.
So going by that, you know the old saying, if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? It was what it was."
Exactly. That is such a good saying. Laugh at yourself. There is no harm in that. Just go for it. If other people are laughing about something, a blooper or something that you did, laugh with them. All right? If it's funny, just laugh. There is nothing wrong of you being the center of laughter. From time to time, of course. But if they laugh at you, make sure that they can laugh at themselves too. Then, if that is not the case, they're not good people. No, they're bullies.
And there's nothing that can be done about that. It can happen to anybody, and it has happened to many guys, whether fans want to believe it or not. Maybe not as bad as mine, but they all have their episodes, so that's my cross to bear, I guess, in life.
I mean,
I was embarrassed and heartbroken when it happened, but you know, it was live TV. In this particular case, they had this big pumped up deal and all the rigmarole and the mystery partner and everything like that, and it happened. So what can you do? All you can do is laugh.
Honestly, honestly, because of that, people still talk about him, and he is still very well known and recognized. If he just appeared and was one of the average stories, one of the average characters, nobody would even talk about him. They would be like, oh yeah, he was one of those guys. Like, yeah, good, nah, meh, you know? But with the Shockmaster, even after how many years? 20 years? 20 years later or so? They're still talking about it. Oh, that's it.
Me,
The Shockmaster.
the Shockmaster.
Oh my god, thank you so much for sharing this video. This was amazing. Ash Guy 1370, thank you so much. This was really cool for me to know who the Shockmaster was. I'm sure he will be mentioned at a point during my adventure through WWE, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I know that. I know the blooper. Oh, let's talk about that. Thank you so much for sharing. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more reactions, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more. Have a wonderful day and see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Bye!